Do you want to cure your cystic acne naturally without harsh chemicals, pills, and/or creams like spironolactone, the birth control pill? Today, I'm going to share 7 action steps you can take to heal hormonal acne, cystic acne naturally. Let's go. Hi there, I am Therese, and I've made it my life's work to get you clear skin without harsh chemicals, pills, and/or creams, because believe it or not, I suffered with really bad acne for over 15 years. Yes, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. And yes, I got a fresh cut. To clear cystic acne naturally, we have to address the 7 factors that make you break out in the first place, okay? Let's start with those. They are hormonal imbalances, blood sugar maintenance issues, digestion problems, food allergies, stress, misuse of topical products, and overall inflammation. Now, you are probably dealing with 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 of the kind of main root causes that I just mentioned. However, the best action step you can take to really get to the root cause of that is to take my acne personality quiz found right here via the link in my profile below, and it'll help you get started on why you're breaking out in the first place, those kind of root triggers. That being said, to cure cystic acne naturally, we have to do the following 7 things. Number 1, balance your hormones. Number 2, even out your blood sugar spikes throughout the day so that you're not having such a big insulin response. So basically, balance your blood sugar. Number 3 is heal your gut. And that includes number 4, which is to address any potential food allergies. Number 5 is to simplify your product routine the right way. Please, I beg you, don't just stop all of your products at once, but just simplify things, okay? I'm gonna go over how to do that in a second. Number 6 is to manage your stress levels. I know, it's easier said than done, but I'm gonna share what I do. And then number 7 is lowering overall levels of inflammation, which will really come from taking action on the first 6. So let's discuss further. To balance your hormones, we really have to get to the root of what's happening for which hormone, right? So whenever people say, oh, hey, you need to just balance your hormones, I mean, it's the advice is sound, but what hormone? We have a ton, right? So we have to, number 1, know which hormones are out of whack, and number 2, know the right action steps to take to address balancing them. The most common hormonal challenges I see when I work with clients that lead to acne are number 1, excess estrogen, so estrogen dominance. Number 2, excess testosterone. And number 3, low progesterone. I'm gonna share some signs of each of those, and feel free to leave a comment below this video if you have any questions about which one you may lean towards. Some common signs of estrogen dominance are mid-cycle and pre-period breakouts, swollen boobs, pre-period, let's say, considerable swelling, water retention, right? You have bad PMS, you're breaking out mid-cycle, pre-period, all those things. Common signs of excess testosterone are considered kind of a considerable amount of facial hair growth that kind of happens out of nowhere. Acne along your chin specifically, and irregular periods. So your periods are kind of coming and going. And I often see this with athletes, I will say, or those who have really rigorous workout schedules. Some signs of low progesterone are when your period cycle is short. So like you're getting your period less than every 21 days. So like you're getting your period maybe every 19 days, every 20 days, and you break out the most on your period, and you also have a ton of anxiety pre-period. That can usually be linked to kind of very low levels of progesterone. Now, let's address number 2, which is my favorite of all the things. I could go on for about blood sugar and acne for days, and I probably will in a video to come. However, balancing your blood sugar is really going to transform your entire life. The first action step that you want to take when you're focusing on blood sugar balancing is to have a really savory breakfast that has a really great protein, a really great fat, and a little bit of a complex carb. So by that I mean something like 2 eggs with avocado and a handful of berries. When you're grabbing breakfast like muffins or bagels or just a banana, you're really skyrocketing your blood sugar really quickly first thing in the morning after fasting all night, because you've been fasting all night. And then what happens is insulin is released And it kind of sets off this chain reaction of blood sugar, insulin all day. And over months, weeks, years of that, you really get into challenges from a blood sugar perspective. Also too, let's say I personally like to eat every 2 to 3 hours, generally speaking, although I'm trying to go a little bit longer lately. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video, but every 2 to 3 hours, we get a little hungry, right? And that's usually because our blood sugar has gotten a little bit lower and our body's kind of signaling to us that we need some food, but we might not necessarily need food, especially if the meal that we just had was so full of sugar that so much insulin was released that then our blood sugar kind of dropped too low. So the best kind of snacks to have mid-morning and mid-afternoon are really gonna be, again, something like a big handful of almonds with an apple, or even in the morning, like a dairy-free yogurt, for example, with some berries on top. Having like a muffin at 3 p.m., oof. We all know how good it tastes at first, and then like an hour or two goes by and we can't keep our eyes open, right? That's a blood sugar challenge that you're dealing with. Okay? Gut health is super key to clearing cystic acne naturally. Like, it will change your life. So I'm gonna share just a bunch of action steps you can take to start to support gut health. And I have a video too about leaky gut and your acne. You can check it out there. So if you're interested, make sure you kind of go down that rabbit hole too. Action steps you can take to support your gut health are having a probiotic daily. I love having 6 to 8 vegetables a day as well, and really kind of like being aware, like how many veggies did I have at breakfast? How many veggies did I have at lunch? Grabbing at least 75 ounces of water a day too. Most likely, if you are dealing with some constipation, does that sound familiar? You're probably a little dehydrated. And so one of my favorite action steps for this is having 75 to even 100 ounces of water a day, number one. Number two, making sure you're grabbing magnesium bisglycinate at night. I have about 300 milligrams nightly. It helps me go to sleep. It's a really great muscle relaxer, and it can help with constipation. It's one of my favorite things to do to kind of move waste. Also, you need to honor food allergies, right? Let's say you know every time you eat peanut butter, you get hives. Or let's say you know that every time you grab kale, you get a crazy stomach ache. Honor that for yourself. Don't kind of ignore it and say, oh, that's silly. Or like, let's say you had an allergy test done and it didn't show anything, but every time you eat almonds, you get hives and your stomach hurts. Like, honor that. It doesn't have to be this kind of black and white equation of like, oh, if it says it, I am allergic. And if it doesn't say it, it has no impact on my body. It's not really that cut and dry. Now, if you come back as a significant allergy to any food, do not touch that food. But if you feel like there's a little like intolerance challenge with a few different types of foods, honor that for yourself. But again, if a doctor or any medical professional ever tells you you're allergic to a food, honor that times 5,000, please. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do to help support the clearing of your cystic acne naturally is we are going to simplify your skincare routine, okay? Now, this has a caveat, okay? Generally speaking, to simplify your skincare routine, you are going to maintain your current wash schedule. You're going to definitely maintain and or put in place a moisturizing schedule if you don't have that. And maintain your products like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, those items, okay? Now, things like serums and things that have a ton of ingredients that you can't pronounce and you don't know the name of and you don't know why you're using it, but somebody gave it to you once at a salon and you grabbed it. 9 times out of 10, I don't see those items positively impacting my acne clients. Again, things like retin A, vitamin C, benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, mandelic acid, BHA, zinc, niacinamide, I was looking for that ingredient. Those are all active ingredients that are probably supporting you from an acne perspective. Things like oils or fragrances or blah, blah, blah serum that doesn't have any of those ingredients that I just listed, they might not be impacting you too much. Again, you can leave a comment below this video and I can't give you a customized skincare routine not knowing your skin, but I can tell you what ingredients are most likely impacting your acne the most and what ingredients and or products are potentially just costing you a lot of money and not getting you the results that you want. Also, if you have acne here and it's really itchy and you use oils, I would love for you to watch this video on fungal acne and also probably stop any oils that you're using in your current routine ASAP. And that video will tell you why. So the final two ways we can help support the clearing of your cystic acne naturally kind of go hand in hand: stress management and inflammation. Now, this is not a simple equation, right? No one can say, oh, hey, just lower your stress naturally by sleeping more and drinking more water. It is so not that easy, right? I wish. That would be fantastic. However, when you're dealing with significant stress, you have to know what works for you the best, right? You have to know, how can I support my stress levels in the best way possible in terms of like what works for you. I have personally dealt with a significant amount of stress, especially over the past 2 years with COVID and all the things. And I don't have a perfect equation. I don't have like a perfect, oh, here, do this and you won't be stressed. But I do know the things that work for me the best. So I'm going to share those, and they will support overall lowering levels of inflammation, also lowering levels of stress for you. When you're stressed, adrenaline, cortisol, epinephrine, all of these kind of hormones create a chain of reaction in your skin and your body that really negatively impact you. So when you're dealing with an overtaxed nervous system, it's super important to find what works for you and honor it, because honestly, the more stressed out you are, the less your prefrontal cortex is online, the less, not only are you dealing with like skin challenges, but you're also dealing with an inability to make higher level good decisions for yourself. So really, I mean, there's so many benefits of lowering your stress, and obviously acne clearing and having clearer skin is one of them, but you will also think clearer, feel happier, all the things. For me, drinking 70 plus, I aim actually for like around 120 ounces of water a day is key. I use this little guy. I try to drink, this is 32 ounces, and I try to drink, 4 of these a day. Did I hit 4 today? That's a no. I'm at like, actually today is terrible. I need to drink all of this once I stop this recording this, but I try to drink 4 a day, and I note it in my journal every day. For me also, walking 10,000 steps a day or more is super helpful. I am generally high strung. I'll be honest with you, I'm generally quite high strung, right? And because of that, when I'm stressed out, I'll lean towards things like kickboxing or doing really like high intensity workouts, and they actually sometimes make my stress worse. So often when I'm really stressed, I'll just go on a really long walk instead of like a kickboxing class, because I find it to be actually more soothing. It's kind of like letting the air out of like a really overinflated balloon out a little bit at a time, as opposed to like letting it fly all over the room. That's always what I equate a long walk post really being stressed to. I also read at night, and I read fiction. I love reading. I am surrounded by books in my home right now. I actually have a book buying problem, I'll admit. But when I read nonfiction at night, my brain like goes, but when I read fiction, I find that I can relax much easier. So that's a huge recommendation for me. I also personally, like I mentioned earlier, take magnesium bisglycinate before, I always say that wrong, I'll write it below. I take 300 milligrams before I go to bed, and it's super helpful for me and my skin and overall my digestion too. Bonus step is to track your skin. When you're clearing your acne naturally, you get naturally pretty emotional about it, right? You're gonna be a little bit more up in your head. You're gonna be watching your skin a little bit more. Tracking the data, tracking what you're eating, where you are in your cycle, your digestion, all the details is gonna be really helpful for you, because once you start seeing patterns with food and digestion and your cycle, you'll start to get much clearer on what's happening for you and your skin for sure. Now, if you want help to begin to heal your acne naturally, to begin to track what's happening for your skin, if you're really ready to start to clear your acne from the inside out for good, please apply to my acne clearing program, The Clear Code, via the link below. We help you define your root acne triggers. We define an action plan for you to clear your skin naturally, and then we track your skin week over week to ensure that you're getting the progress that we would like to see for you and your skin. You can also check out our Root Acne Triggers webinar, where I go over the 7 main root triggers for your breakouts, and I share 9 action steps you can take to start to heal your acne naturally from the inside out. Also, if you want to join a safe, private, and empathetic community of people struggling with their skin just like you, we have a private Facebook group as well, where you can meet other people struggling with skin stuff, so find the link for that too. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new one, and please share this with anyone you know who you think maybe dealing with acne wants a different action step, a different plan from just kind of the typical dermatologist recommendations, I would love to help them, and I would love to see if natural acne clearing would work for them too. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.